So you're with Mark and Diane from Real Estate News and Views, and today we're going to talk about condo sales in Barrie for the month of July, Mark.
Hmm.
Now, I also will say in Simcoe County, besides Friday Harbor and a few in Wasaga Beach, we don't have a huge condo market really in Simcoe County. Barrie's the biggest one.
I agree. But when we look back in the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen lots of developments. We've seen Bear Creek, got some condos over there. We've seen Spiceway and that in the southeast area has got a few buildings. We've seen Lock House being completed in
The one up in Little Lake.
Little Lake. What's that one? I know I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm gonna Lake Lakeview.
Lakeview Estates, Lakeview.
Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll call it like whatever. It's on that might sold in there. And then we've got the newest one is debut condos that has been they're closing these. They're in the midst of closing them in the month of August. It's going to take a few more weeks. We're seeing some inventory come up in that product in that way. I ran
Is
into.
that 30 or 40 stories high?
I
I
don't
think
even
it's
think so.
30, is
I
it?
think it's 30 to 36. I saw, I met up with someone. We were walking, me and Michelle, the waterfront last week, and she had a dog, so Tab was walking with us, and she recently moved from Montreal to take hygienist course in Barrie, and she just rented one in debut. Where am I going with this? Is next. Yeah, I like where I live, but I sure don't like the area. So people that are moving outside from moving into the community that are not familiarized with it don't sign any lease and do all that. And I think she jumped the gun by doing new. She thought running a new building, great security and all that. It's great. But as soon as she walks outside, it's a game changer. You got a methadone clinic there. You got the hangout for homeless and mental health and drug addicts in front of the McDonald's. It's not a safe area. So she felt very unsafe. She's already in the process of trying to find something else now. So she's going to break her lease or whatever she does. So I really encourage people to take their time, come up and look at the location, right?
Well, and you and I, even when they were building it, said that
Terrible
it's
location.
it's a terrible location, and they're building another one right beside it.
Yeah, and that isn't starting anytime soon, right? So there's going to be two towers there. We know what's the condo market in the downtown core area is has its challenges today, right? And it's not getting better anytime soon. For a while, for the last, you know, 4 weeks ago, I saw some transitions. Holy cow, it's not seeing what I normally see. Well, that only lasted 3 to 4 weeks. It's all back again, right? I'm
Yeah, I
seeing
know.
outside.
I don't know what happened there because it like the police were apparently walking every single day, two of them, and they were moving people and things were happening.
I don't even know if they're moving people, but maybe they were asking questions if the open drug use and maybe putting the run. Maybe they were clamping down on some stuff like that. But it's the Wild West again downtown. So I see it. I don't like it. I don't know the solutions. I mean, we got to tiptoe through all this constitution stuff about what we can't do and what we can't do. But I'm sorry to say, and I don't care what kind of comments I get. I just why is a select group of people wrecking it for 99%? Why are we allowing this?
Well, and it's a big pet peeve of mine too. Of the
Many people.
people, well, I'll tell you what upsets me is the people that, oh, people are down on their luck and we should help them out and blah blah
I'm
blah.
all into helping them out. I'm
So am
all in.
I. So am I.
What's the solution though? What
Well, I don't
solution is
know.
not being open drug use in the downtown community and then filled with their goddamn garbage and shit left everywhere? That's
Well,
not.
and you know what the biggest pet peeve of mine is that these people that are, I'm not going to say defending the right, but it kind of is. They're defending their right to be there. Um, I don't think those people ever got high, stoned, or drunk in their life, because if they did, they would know that people that are under the influence are unpredictable. Yeah, maybe when they're straight and you're there at 7 in the morning giving them breakfast, they're fine. They're thankful and they're great. But anybody on any kind of drugs or drinking, they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do.
No, and I think anyone that's buying a condo should definitely, we don't want to stay too long on this topic. Definitely should walk and get familiar with the location that is located in. Bottom line,
Well, and
right?
you know, and I know debut, we're a bunch of Toronto investors because you've met some.
Most of them are, right? They're coming up. So when we talk about that building coming up and getting closed, and et cetera, that's going to add some more supply,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So
In the lease market and the sale.
100%. So anyway, let's do, and like this information, which I hope you do, definitely subscribe to the channel for more information, updates on the Barrie condo market. And thinking about buying a condo, click the link in the beginning of our descriptions. We can help you out. And maybe someone wants to sell a condo. We can help you out with that too. Click the links.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we with the condos?
Guess what? July last year, 30, this year, 36. We're up 17%.
Great. That's a win. So let's just so the last so June we see some progress on the upward. Now we're July seeing some upward. I wonder what's changed. Why are we seeing these positive sales? Are we seeing okay? One thing that comes to my mind is that what we're seeing in the resale market in the general overall real estate market is that we're starting to see people come more in tune with the market that we're in. So I think pricing is on a lot of people's mind. What am I going to do to have to sell my condo today? Well, first thing you know, we have to price it right. We have to price it for today's market.
And
We're not
some of them in the lower price ranges are people that can't afford a house.
true, but let's just say I'm trying to figure out why the increase. Why the increase? Obviously, there's some more transactions over last
Well,
year than we
Mark,
talked
we're
about.
even up year to date, buddy.
Right. So I think pricing is coming into it faster in the condo market than we are seeing in the freehold market.
We
Maybe
are now.
catching up.
Yes.
I think.
So so
Oh,
last year, so we went 30 to 36. The actives last year were 191. This year, 257. We're still up 27% in the active area.
right. The inventory's up considerably amounts, right?
Yeah.
Like
But
we're
the
seeing.
year-to-date sales is actually more.
Correct. Correct. Where's the
So,
where year to date we're up 2.2%.
yeah. And so, one other thing to note, 7 months of the year have gone by. 4 months are positive increases in sales. Three are negative
Yeah.
increase in sales.
Yeah. So no, it's good. And again, is it affordability issue too, maybe for some? Yeah. But we know a lot of these buildings too, and we'll go through some inventory numbers too, that there's some buildings in the community that are very expensive to live in today,
Oh,
right?
there are.
Due to the age, right? So
Yes.
are we seeing people react in price to offset that? I think so. I think there's many variables is where I'm going with this.
Well, there is. And if you notice, um, so I'll go through the numbers. 3 to 400,
Hmm.
33 actives,
Hmm.
8 sales this year, 2 last year.
Okay.
So what percentage isn't selling?
Hang on one second here.
Because like that range is a very low range, like because there isn't that many anyway, right?
Hang on one second. Um,
33 actives, 8 sold.
okay, so 24% of the inventory is selling, so let's just call it 25, 75% of the inventory isn't selling, right? And that's so again, we have to look at the big picture is that we're still increasing inventory is up 27% versus last year, right?
Yeah,
So, there's a lot of inventory and a fraction of it is selling.
yeah.
But, you know, 25% of it's selling. Hmm, that's
Well,
a
and in this one, at this eight sales, we only have 4 months of inventory, which is considered a balanced market. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than what we saw in the freeholds in Barrie, where we have a year or a year and a half of supply in Innisfil in some price ranges
Yep,
yesterday.
yep, yep.
4 months is not bad.
No, it's a lot of inventory, and I think we're going to see more of that inventory number is going to creep up more because in the debut, let's focus on debut because that I don't know how many units are in that one building, and but there's lots, right? There's
Hundreds and hundreds.
hundreds and hundreds of them. So we know there's some investors in there. There's no assignment. You can assign it, but you can't market the property. So until they're closed, then you can fully market the property and be listed on the real estate board, realtor.ca, whatever, whatever. So we haven't seen that yet,
No,
right? So
it's coming soon.
it's coming soon. So these numbers are going to go up. So, depending on what they're looking for, people, some of these range categories are definitely going to go up in inventory, and sales will kind of, you know, be no different than what we're seeing. 80% not selling, 90% not selling. And it's all about the location at the end of the day.
Yeah. So 4 to 500, 94 actives,
Okay.
10 sales this year, 15 last year. So we actually dropped there
See that.
33%.
And there's a lot in that 4 to 500 range.
Oh, it's shocking. That's the biggest range.
It is. But we look at all those, and they're all one bedroom condos mainly.
Yes.
So maybe when we're done, is maybe can we look at those ranges and show the viewers if we have time, we can maybe show it, maybe even on Realtor if we have to, or
Yeah.
whatever, to kind of see. There's a lot of ranges and where they are, and we know, we got a lot of, Lakeside. I think it was Lakeside over on Little Lake. Lot two buildings.
Lakeview Terrace.
That's it. So lots of units in there. A
I
few
just
buildings,
remembered. It just came to me, Mark.
right? Lots over in Spiceway in those areas, right? Some over in the Coda range, but those are probably one bedroom condos, a lot, the odd two. But look at the inventory levels. 90% is not selling.
Well, this one's huge. Like that's the largest inventory, and that's huge. That's huge to me.
It's big.
So in 5 to 6, 7 last year, 6 this year, basically level, but 77 listings.
So again, 8% selling, 92% isn't selling, right? So, you know, I think we are in such a competitive market today based on the inventories. And I really believe that the sellers are competing to get the buyers. We're seeing it
Yeah.
more freehold now. We're seeing some adjustments and some shakeups really for the last 5 or 6 weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we are.
I'm looking at some listings for clients and I'm always going through Broker Bay to see if they've got showings. Guess what? They don't got showings.
I know. I don't think people realize now we can actually go on Broker Bay and see if the showings are booked.
Right. And then the feedback from the agent goes, well, I think we're going to have an offer by Thursday.
And we see a lot of showings. We're
Okay.
getting a lot of showings. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're not. So
Because
anyway,
we've been watching you.
you can see it. We know what's going on in the market through our listings. We know they're, you know what I mean? It only
Yeah.
takes one, and I'm a firm believer it only takes one to get a deal done. But with that much inventory, people are taking their time going through it. They're not jumping at the first one. There's no need to do this. Let's
No.
take the time. Let's look at a few other locations. Let's
Yeah.
look at a few other buildings. What amenities do they buildings have? What kind of common fees are they currently have? And okay, so let's talk about common fee before I'm off topic a bit, but I'm going to go back to debut. So we know that the condo element fee is going to be low in the beginning because they just got registered. They're gonna, time they get the board of directors and the presidents, and then they got to do some stuff, get all the reserve fund and all that stuff going away. And then where's that common element fee going to go from there?
Okay, well, this is something
Look at
that
that.
you really um, need to explain to people too.
It's
Because a lot of people buy, especially in a new building, and don't realize that it's going to go up huge.
it's gonna it is, like I could speak to my building like us where the first year and a half it was pretty cheap. And I knew this isn't staying. It's not staying that way until things are formed and things are placed, and that takes time. And they went up 57%. And again, there's going to be issues in the building, poor workmanship. Is the developers and tradesmen going to, fall through with some of these things? I don't know. So we built a reserve fund in case they don't. So we're putting more money in the coffers in a sense to say, hey, if they don't come good, we have it in the reserve fund to look after some of these big things. Not a bad idea. And, I was a little grumpy about it in the beginning, but it does make sense more you think about it, right?
Well,
So
the problem is when the builders people when they set the condo fee, they don't want it to be huge, huge, huge either because they want to make it attractive. And they're not looking 10 or 15, 20 years in the future.
they're not looking at that. They're not. So there's no need to place that. When we got to look at the life of the building, what it's going to need in 10 years, what are we going to have to change in 20 years? The mechanical, you name it, right? So it has to change. So this is, building a financial picture. That's what the board does.
And it's always going to be, oh, at least 20 to 30% higher than the builders, at least.
And if you don't adjust it, then something happens and you're going to get an assessment. So being proactive with is the best choice. But people that have bought these under the affordability, oh, my common fee is $410, it
Exactly.
really puts a curveball into things.
That's the thing that worries me is
Yeah.
that a lot of these people, oh, it's only four or $500. Well, it's going to be 800 in a year or a year and a
Yeah.
half.
That's right. So account for that.
You got to account for that for
And
sure.
and even
Yeah.
looking at even when with some of these resale ones in Spice Way, they're a couple years old, it can still happen there too. So factor that into your decision.
Well, we're okay. There's two buildings right now that are taking builders. There's the one in Spice Way saying non-compliance for building code issues on their building. And now there's ones on Greenwich by Ferndale that are saying that their balconies are like disintegrating or something, or somewhere on Ferndale area.
Mhm.
And they're suing the builder there. And those are like 10, 15 years old, at least.
Right. Right.
And
Good luck.
that is because they don't want a special assessment and they're all going to have to pay thousand, like, 10 grand to fix this problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as a condo owner, you own the building. You own a portion of that building. If something goes wrong with the building and the reserve fund cannot pay it, you as an owner, all of you guys have to pay it and split it.
Gonna go. Yep. Yep.
And it's expensive.
It's expensive. It
So we'll
is.
go back to our numbers first. Then I brought some up. So 6 to 7, 3 and 3, no change.
Okay.
Only 35 active there. 7 to 8, no sales this year, one last year, only seven.
Yeah, there's not, you know what? There's not a lot of higher price condos on the market today.
No, look at 8 and 9, one sale last year, one this year, but there's only three.
Yep. Yep. I know.
Nine
And
to
that,
a million, one this year, none last year, but there's only four listings.
yeah, I
Like
know.
there's barely nothing there at
No,
that range.
I know. And in my building, you know what I mean? You see some 7 and 8s, but not many. And again, this isn't all for my building. I think there's two. Um, but you know, back a year and a half ago, that number was greater.
Yes,
So,
because it was a newer building. People start take possession.
right,
People start selling.
um,
Yes. And
right.
the 1 million plus, we have no sales this year. We had one last year,
Yeah, yeah,
but there's 13 actives there.
yeah, yeah. It's done a switch, eh? Where a year and a half ago, even 2 years ago, low inventory in these ranges and a lot higher ranges, there's a lot of inventory.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Like
And
last year, we definitely saw more in the higher,
yeah,
and in the lower, like there was barely nothing. And now we've seen a complete switch.
yeah. A complete
But,
turnaround.
but is that because we have the spice ways where
for
People
sure.
just took possession last year.
Yep. And who bought those? Speculators, investors,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So they flooded the market with them, you know what I mean? And we know what's happening in the Toronto condo market, right? They're bombarded with inventory. Like they got decades worth of inventory down there. It's tons. And there's
Yeah.
still 30,000 more units coming on the market this year that are going to be completed. That's a lot of units. Again, now we're talking GTA in general too. So our condo market's not like they're with they have a jungle down there. We don't. We have a
Yeah.
zoo. We don't have the inventory.
No.
But, it's good to see the market, in that more positive than in the freehold market right now.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Any
it's
kind of
definitely more
affordability,
positive.
right?
I tried this mark, 4 to 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the listings we're getting.
Yeah. Yeah. And so these
So
all,
we have 27
yeah.
in like Pumpkin and the Young Street area,
Yeah.
Goodwin, Spiceway, Goodwin, Spiceway, Spiceway, Pumpkin, Dean. A lot of these are in the new build areas.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
We only have 8 in Holly,
Yeah.
which are the older buildings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Veterans, Coda. Oh no, that's Bear Creek.
Yeah. It's Bear Creek,
Hmm.
right? New
But there's
area.
only two or
Market.
three in there.
Yep.
32 Ellen Street, Essa Road,
Yep.
Quail, Ferndale. Like
Yep.
there's Loggers Run. So this little area here is included in the Timberwalk.
Yes. Yep.
So there we go. So this is the Timberwalk area.
Okay.
We have 10 down at the waterfront area on the southwest side,
Mhm.
and then the east side we're at 17 over there.
Okay, yeah, 150 Dunlop, Bay Shore, right?
Worsley.
All big buildings,
This
right?
is 4 to 500 mark.
And they're scattered. I know. There's a lot of product.
Yeah.
There's a
Like
lot.
this is only all under 500.
Yeah.
This is the old folks home on Steel,
Yes.
Coulter Street.
Hmm.
But like in the north end, there's not a lot.
No.
It's
No.
all basically down in the south.
Yeah. And that's where the building's been for the last little while, right? Last few years.
Yeah. It's a lot though, eh?
There's a lot of product in that range.
Like for 4 to 500, that's a lot.
Ton. It's a ton of product. It's a ton.
And they're all over like,
Scattered throughout the community.
yeah.
So, what if as a new condo buyer today, my suggestion is, especially if they're from out of town, you better drive the areas. You better understand that neighborhood.
Well, the thing is too, Mark, even as an investor, so I had a guy call me a couple weeks ago, and his philosophy was, well, I'm renting it out. It's close to the water.
Yeah.
It's close to the downtown. I'm not living there.
Yeah.
But, well, Mark, just exactly what happened to you when you met that lady. Somebody has to live there.
100%.
So if you're going to lease it out and nobody wants to live in that area,
That's right.
you still have an issue.
Yeah. Your property's going to be vacant. That's the issue.
That's the issue. So they're thinking that, oh, it's really close to the water, it's a great location, blah, 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 And they don't realize that when people actually get in there, no one's going to want to stay.
No, that young girl's scared, right? This fight happening, guys all bloody, goes on and on. Fights breaking out all the time. It's not a safe area down there. It's not. A lot of crime, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of assaults. Like, that buyer today better investigate whether you're an investor or not. You better have an idea about an area you're buying into.
Well,
Bottom line.
you know what else really is for me is really the such a dangerous thing is when you're buying in a new development, you have to buy off the builder. They won't let you use a realtor.
No, 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 no. Oh,
So all you're doing is getting the upsell and the crap from the builder. This is
100%.
great. You're this, we're going to have this, it's going to be this. So you
Yep.
get in there and you're getting this big development spiel
Yep.
and it sounds wonderful. And you
Sure.
can't go and get an agent and get a second opinion.
No, no.
And that is how these people get roped into this, eh?
Yeah, and a lot of them don't know the community.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Get
Yeah.
that to the community. There's a lot of information out there, right? And if you got to
Yeah.
pay for the information, pay for it. Pay for it. Who cares? Hire a realtor for a day to will you take me around the areas, even though we really want to, pay somebody to do this.
I know.
Really, I
I
would.
know.
I don't know my area. I need someone to educate me on the area. I know what I'd be doing, right?
I
Like,
know. Well, I had a client, and she was talking to me about selling her house and moving into a condo, and she was talking about down there, and I said, "You don't want to live there.
no, you don't. You
I wouldn't
don't.
live there."
Don't.
And I don't mean to sound negative, but I mean
We're not
it,
negative.
it's the reality.
It's a reality. And if it, too bad it's a shit area. That's
Yeah.
just, will it get better in time? I don't know. I don't know. Right?
I
I don't
think
know.
there has to be some kind of drastic thing to try to figure out where people can go.
We need more facilities for these people. We need more avenues for them. Right now, there's none. So this is the problem, right?
Hmm.
So, anyway, I don't want to get into
Anyway,
that.
yeah,
It's not worth it. Okay.
that's our condo update, Mark.
Okay. See you.
See ya.